Thanks for the support as a channel member, Ole Gunnar Kvam. Today's the day when we find out whether we're going to be playing European football or not next season. It's not the end of the season, but today we're playing Chelsea and Manchester City, and then the next match after the episode is Manchester United. So if we don't get something out of these three games, I think our European push, our rather fanciful European push, is over, and we'll just have to settle for mid-table in the Premier League, which is incredible. Hello and welcome to Club 3, part 26 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those two Premier League games at home against Chelsea and away against Manchester City. Since you were last with me, this is what we've been getting up to. As you can see, we're not going into this run of hard games off the back of some particularly good form. I said in the last episode, what we don't want to do is have a really terrible second half of the season, so we go into next year with no momentum. Well, having played Liverpool, in fact, let's take Liverpool out of the equation because they're quite good apparently, but Southampton, Huddersfield, Tottenham, Norwich, Bournemouth, we only won one of those games. 4 points from those 5 games is not good enough, and I suggest we're probably going to get 0 points from the next 3, which is likely to leave us outside of the Europa League places. We're in 8th place at the moment, 7 games to go, level on points with Everton, but with a much worse goal difference. Fellow relegation battlers from last year, Wolves, are up here with us as well. So really, it's going to be one of Everton, Barnsley or Wolves for the final Europa League or Europa League 2 or whatever they call it spot. It's nice to be in this position, but yeah, we need to get some form together. Not to try and qualify for Europe. I'm pretty indifferent to doing that, but I want to end the season in some decent form. And at the moment, I would suggest we're probably fairly low down the form table, 14th place, which I guess is still okay. It's if we're ending the season in the relegation zone on the form table, that doesn't bode well for next year at all. So this is the team that we're putting out there to try and get something out of this game against Chelsea. We've got Ryman in goal. A back four of Williams, Pieri, Tanganga and T'other Williams. Cerner and Vivas in midfield. Someone mentioned actually that Cerner's got a release clause. I don't know if we're going to be able to... Are we going to be able to get him? Where does it say about release clauses here? Am I missing something? Does it not show on this screen if we make an offer? Someone said he had a £12 million release clause in the comments, but apparently he doesn't. So we can't just buy him. We'll try and loan him again next year because he has been decent. Not that his average rating would suggest that. But then to be fair, there's not many people with a good average rating. It's really just Vivas and of the ones who've been here all year, Gudger and Skuk. And I think you would have probably picked Gudger and Skuk as the two. What horrible names they are. I'm sorry if your name is Gudger or Skuk, but they're not romantic names. Oh, I can't wait to be Mrs. Gudger or Mrs. Skuk. I'm sorry to all the Gudgers and Skucks watching. We've then got Gudger, Andrin and Okoflex behind Skuk up front. I feel like I lost train of what I was saying midway through there. Some of the names I've had to say in Non-League to Legend this year. It all started with Michael Gash and it's not improved from there. We are underdogs here. Let's just try and get something out of the game. I am wondering if I need to be rethinking things tactically a little bit for this run of games. When we are going into it in poor form, there is the potential for us to get absolutely smashed 3 times in a row if we do carry on playing our normal attacking, high-pressing game against players that are much better than us. I'm going to play it by ear a little bit. We'll see how we get on against Chelsea. Even if we lose, if we're competitive, I think we'll just carry on doing what we're doing. If we're not even in this game at all, then I think we probably will go into the next 2, maybe looking to just soak up pressure, minimise damage, not embarrass ourselves too much, because I think that's one of the things that I've learned. I've learned it, but I haven't put it into place this year, is that certainly against these top Premier League teams with the world-class players, we cannot play the way we play normally because they just beat us. This system does all right against teams who are roughly as good as we are, or even a little bit better than we are. The system kind of does the job for us, but it only goes so far. And when you're playing against real world-class players, they ruin you when you're doing this high-pressing thing with players who aren't as good as them. Ryman, what's he going to conjure up? A little ball forward to Vivas. Cerner looking for Skuk. Skuk is in here. Can he apply the finish? He can't. Donnarumma making the save. Scott was offside anyway, by the looks of it, because it was a free kick. And I don't think you get free kicks just for having shots saved. I don't think that's a way to give away a free kick anyway. Donnarumma, their best player on the pitch at the moment. I think that says a lot about how well we must be playing if the best player on the pitch is the opposition's goalkeeper. We've probably got a couple of former Chelsea youth knocking around this team. Certainly in the squad, we've got a few players we've picked up who would have been one of the Chelsea youth contingent, one of the bunch of people who were all out on loan. Andrin, I think, definitely is one of them. I think that right back that we brought in January, whose name escapes me, who's not playing today, Panzo's a former Chelsea youth, I think, isn't he? So there's a few of them who are probably going to... I mean, Andrin's going to want to put in a performance against Chelsea today. He did have a game, I think it was the one game we've won in that little run. I think it was against Norwich. Andrin scored twice and looked an absolute world beater. Every other game he's played, he's been a little bit so-so. So I think we might have picked up another inconsistent one. But Occo Flex in space. It's a lovely move. Skuck does brilliantly to put it into the path of Occo Flex. And I think we're finally starting to get our money's worth on the £12 million we paid for him. 9 goals now this season. He's found his home on the right wing. Cerner plays it into Skuck. Skuck does brilliantly to find Occo Flex doing his little run across the 6-yard box. And completely unexpectedly, it's not being disallowed, is it? No, he's well onside. Against the run of play. Is it against the run of play? Probably not. We've had more shots, more possession. Their keeper was the best player on the pitch. Not against the run of play, but against all odds, against all expectation. We are ahead against Chelsea, but now we don't want to be messing around at the back. And Ryman understands that and lumps it forward. But Chelsea are looking for the immediate reply, and Ryman is there to keep hold of it and kicks for... It's a lovely kick, actually, to Skuck. It wasn't just an aimless lump forward, but Skuck didn't really make enough of it, and it's ended up back with Ryman again. This time he tries going via Pieri, Tanganga. We know Tanganga has previous for bottling it in situations like this, so I'd rather just get the ball forward. It's lovely that we're knocking the ball around like this. I do suggest the game's showing us this because we're about to mess it up. Unless we're about to score a wonder goal. Skuck plays it into Occo Flex, who's got space again. Finds Skuck. Skuck into Gudger. Gudger with the attempt and very nearly putting us 2-0 ahead. That was as good an opportunity as the one we scored and was beautifully put together. We played some lovely football in that move. Gudger now forward to Andrin, who is trying to get a shot away of his own, can't quite do it, and Chelsea get the ball clear. We have Chelsea under some serious pressure here. I assume we're about to get a man sent off so that we bottle it. Cerner looking for Skuck, can't find him, and now Chelsea looking to build a counter-attack of their own. Big ball over the top. This is how we're supposed to be scoring our goals. This isn't where their chances are supposed to be coming from. They're supposed to be knocking it around us like we're not there. And then we lump it forward for them to chase. We've got some kind of weird role reversal going on at the moment. Tanganga is messing around. Pieri missed his header initially, and then Tanganga took a long time to get the ball clear, but did eventually get it clear, and that's the important thing. Chelsea have now had 3 clear-cut chances to our 1. I do feel a Chelsea goal is coming, but they are leaving gaps for us to exploit, for us to potentially try and grab one of our own as well. I think Andrin's offside there, although their left-back may have been playing him on. I think he must have been. And Donnarumma does very well again to come out, narrow the angles. Chelsea are uninterested. This is interesting. Right, what are we going to do here? What on earth are we going to do here? Cerner is not playing very well. I think this is a time for Mowat to come on and just continue the process of... I don't want to say steady the ship. The ship's pretty steady. Just get him on there just to keep things calm. Williams is on a yellow card. Just in the interests of avoiding a red card, let's get Panzo on for him. And plus, Panzo, another of the Chelsea youth contingent playing for us. So he's going to be super motivated to try and win a football match. Right, Gudger, captain today. We're going to take off Andrin and we're going to bring on Barlow, because Barlow's set-piece delivery for these last 10 minutes could be crucial. If we can get a corner, get a free kick in an attacking area, we know how dangerous Barlow can be. Gudger finds Panzo in loads of space. Panzo shoots and scores. I told you he'd be motivated. People laughed when I spent £18 million on Jonathan Panzo, but he's just scored an absolute beauty. He will remember this moment for his entire career. The club that deemed him not good enough for the Premier League, he has just absolutely thumped a ball past their keeper to put us 2-0 up with 10 minutes remaining. What a goal. What a moment for Panzo. And all of a sudden, our form seems to have returned. Perhaps we've turned into a group of big game players and we can't motivate ourselves for the rubbish teams anymore. Maybe Chelsea are a rubbish team. They're not. They're up there pushing for a Champions League spot. Mowat finds Barlow. Barlow can't get forward looking for Occo Flex. And obviously Chelsea still have the quality to get back into this. There's 4 minutes remaining. We shouldn't be celebrating too much just yet, but a 2-goal cushion is a lot more pleasant than a 1-goal cushion. However, we have to do the last 90 seconds of the game with just a 1-goal cushion again. We talked about set pieces being crucial in the last 10 minutes. Chelsea have just shown exactly why that is, and hopefully time runs out. Time has run out, and we have picked up a very important victory. And that Panzo goal shows just how important that was. Because Chelsea did get one back. I'm just going to check that he was a Chelsea youth player. Otherwise I'm going to have to overdub all of that with something that makes sense. Luckily, he was. Excellent stuff. Right, now we go and play, is it Man City next or Man United? Man City. Easy. In actual fact, with that, we have confirmed our place in the Premier League again for next season. Well, it's not been in doubt since well before Christmas. Amazingly, Leighton Clarkson, who's on loan at Chesterfield playing in League One, we've just sent him a cheque for 40 grand because we stayed in the Premier League despite him not being involved at all. Be careful what you put in contracts. I'm glad Panzo got 170 grand as a bonus for single-handedly doing it, though. What a hero. I do have to question what I need to do to get on the favoured personnel list here at Barnsley. Saved them from relegation to the Championship, got them promoted to the Premier League, got them to their highest league position ever, did it again the next year. I've turned them into a team challenging for Europe in 4 years from a team on the verge of League One. John Stones played for them for, a year? John Stones played 24 games, and that makes him an icon. Just one change for the Manchester City game then. Cerna, obviously on loan from City, can't play against them. So Mowat comes into the team for him. Vivas going across to his preferred box-to-box midfield position. But other than that, everyone remains as they were because we played really rather well in that last game. If you're wondering where Denton is, who had been a bit of a star on that left-hand side, he's been out with an injury. He is fit enough to be on the bench today. We want to avenge what happened. Man City have stuffed us every time we've played them. So I'm not feeling particularly confident going into this game. Although, do they not normally have Mbappe playing for them? It doesn't look like he is today. So you never know. That might be what we need. Perhaps he's injured. Skuck trying to get in early. Squares it to Andrin. What an opening goal. Skuck did brilliantly. Andrin, who's been deemed the new Rinomata in the comment section. Apparently, I overpaid for him. There you go. He's just scored a goal against Manchester City in the Premier League. Overpaid my eye. Skuck's done brilliantly here, though. What a player Skuck is turning into over the course of this season. A perfect, complete forward lone striker. He's just awesome. And the only problem with what's just happened is 88 minutes is an awfully long time to defend a lead against a team who've beaten us 6-0 this season. I think they've scored 6 against us twice this season. So I still don't hold out much hope of winning the game unless we go and grab another goal here. And it's Skuck, again, creating space for himself on this right-hand side. Are we going to be able to keep hold of him this summer? Skuck with the attempt on goal, trying to justify staying at Barnsley, I think. But I am starting to wonder how much longer we're going to be able to keep hold of Skuck for. Obviously, we have got Vanna sat there on the bench, who theoretically, star rating-wise, is almost as good as Skuck and isn't going to get the opportunities while Skuck is here. Ball over the top for Andrin to chase again. He can't quite get there. But we obviously sold Fraser Hornby for £22 million. If Fraser Hornby is worth £22 million, Skuck must be £100 million of a player. He's obviously not, because that's not how it works. He's not got the benefit of being English that Hornby had, which is going to absolutely ramp up his value. But you've got to be thinking 30, 40 million pounds for a player like Skuck, as young as he is, with the potential that he's got, as well as he's performed in his first season in the Premier League. He's a current international player, and he's much better than Hornby. He's got to be worth double the price, and I don't see how we turn down an offer in the 40 million plus range. it's all very speculative at the moment because we don't know if such an offer is ever going to exist. But don't be deeply upset if Scuck ends up leaving this summer, because I think he might have to. And I think Vanna will hopefully develop as the man to come in and replace him. We've got the new boy in before the old one's left. We're doing this proper long-term thinking stuff. What have I become? We are chasing shadows a little bit at the moment, though. While I'm waxing lyrical about Scuck, we are really struggling to stop Manchester City from scoring. And is that a penalty? We're going over to the little telly. I would suggest that's outside of the area. The linesman is now waving his flag. Afterwards, it is outside of the area, but we've had a couple of instances around here where there's been lunging challenges where we're really struggling to keep up with the pace of the City attackers and just the skill of them, the ability, the fact they're better than us. They are tearing us apart a little bit. Certainly down that left-hand side where we've got Williams and Pieri, they're both struggling, and obviously Williams very prone to rushes of blood to the head. So we might be bringing Panzo on again in this game, possibly for an attacking midfielder when Williams gets sent off. Vivas plays it through to Scuck. Scuck trying to get the shot away, can't quite do it. Gudger looking to chase, but Williams wins it back. And I mean, we're not doing. We're looking good going forward, and I think that probably is. It's an illustration of what we need to go and do in the summer. We've built a very good attack, a good quality, certainly with Cerner, a really good quality midfield. So if we can get him on loan again, that would be a huge bonus. I'm not sure our back four and goalkeeper are Premier League level. Ryman, like I said when I signed him, very much a short-term solution. He's not going to be our goalkeeper for the next 3 or 4 years, I don't think. So we need to go and get a really good goalkeeper, and then maybe a few defenders to just upgrade the back four, because as much as I love the Williams brothers and Tanganga, obviously Pieri's only here on loan, so he's going to be going back to Everton in the summer unless we can get him on another loan, which I'd be surprised if we could. We might be able to bring him in permanently, but we have got Panzo we could maybe slot in there, but I don't know that Panzo is a starter at the kind of level we want to be at. Have we just given away a penalty? And it's probably the player of the season, Gudger, who's done it. He's got a yellow card for his trouble as well. And now can Ryman make the save just as we head into half-time? He can't. And it's 1-1 in the 47th minute. And I feel like that's an example of where the second half might be going. But we shall wait and see. Don't want to see a silly replay of it. But yeah, I don't know that Williams and Tanganga and these kind of players, I'm not sure they're anything more than really good championship defenders. In fact, if we looked at them, take Tanganga as an example, he is a decent player for Premier League sides. I think we probably need to upgrade from decent players for Premier League sides. And if we are serious about pushing Barnsley into Europe, whether it's this year or next year or the year after, we need a back four and goalkeeper capable of doing it. I think with our front six, even the ones who aren't quite good enough yet are young enough and have enough potential to get there. I don't think the same could be said about our defenders. He is struggling. I don't really like changing centre-backs mid-game, but we have got both Panzo and Stevens down there who could potentially come on for him. But I think I'm just going to leave him be, because changing centre-backs mid-game always troubles me a little bit. We have got Denton on the bench, though, who's back from injury. So let's get him on. And also, I need Cerner, but he obviously can't play. Let's bring Vanna on. Have a look at Vanna. Why not? Give him 20 minutes. I know I've been raving about Scuck, and he obviously made that first goal, but this is a game. As far as I'm concerned, it's a bonus game. Yes, we've done well to be 1-1 at this point, but I still think we're probably going to lose it. So Tanganga terrifies me when he does stuff like that. So let's have a little look at our young striker. They've taken off a centre-back and brought on a winger. They're going for it. I wonder if we respond in kind by taking off Occo Flex and bringing on Panzo and just drop back a little bit. But it just seems a little bit negative for me, especially when we could bring Brown on, which is obviously what I'm going to do instead, and say, you know what, lads, go and try and win it. What's the worst that could happen? We've come this far by trying to win games we have no right to be competitive in. And at this point, it is interesting to see if we've got what it takes to really go toe-to-toe with Manchester City, who have been a team who have had our number for as long as we've been in the Premier League. So go for it. See what happens. Nothing is what's going to happen. It's going to be 1-1, which, to be fair, 1-1 away from home against Manchester City, after what they've done to us previously, absolutely sensational result. Yeah, I will tell them as such. I did not expect 4 points from this episode when I recorded the intro to it, which is why I said we'd find out today if we were making it into Europe or not, because what I meant was we're going to lose both games and definitely not qualify for Europe. What we've actually done is got ourselves back into a position where with 5 games to go, it's very much still on the cards. We're going to come back tomorrow with Sheffield United and Birmingham, the last 2 games of the season, and hopefully still be in with a chance of squeezing into Europe at that point. I'm very interested to see what kind of budget I get for the summer if we're in Europe. Give me £100 million to spend, please. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.